Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto. And I do just want to apologize if I do sound a little under the weather. I am a little sick, so I do apologize for that. But nonetheless, today I want to talk about a few things happening around the SEC, specifically within the Ripple case, and also even outside of the Ripple case. So let's start with this from Good Morning Crypto. We do see this can backfire, Ripple versus SEC. And yeah, listen closer to this video real quick.
The judge is getting 14 amicus briefs, which is kind of unheard of at this level, and they're all saying you can't rule or you shouldn't rule against Ripple, and that's a big deal. And of course, we have John's amicus brief in there as well, which is 75 or 76,000 XRP holders coming in. And remember, the reason why this is important, what John did, is because usually in these cases, the SEC is protecting the little guy, the investor, they're supposed to, and in this case, you have the little guy coming in and say, wait, we don't like what the SEC is doing. We're on Ripple's side. And so that's also really eye-opening, and it's a big deal.
And yeah, I mean, like, this is an extremely huge deal because, you know, there is 75 to 76,000 holders that are sitting there saying, you know, listen, like, the SEC is in the wrong here. They are not protecting US based investors or even investors outside of the US at all. In fact, they have caused and inflicted $15 billion worth of damages, and I'm sure that the number is much higher than that, especially with them going after staking as a service and, you know, so many other projects. I would argue that their damages could very well be in the hundreds of billions of dollars at this point in time. So it is crazy. But I do think that this is a huge deal. And yeah, I do think that it could backfire on the SEC because there are so many individuals out there that will 100% support Ripple in the fight against the SEC. And also, I think that the SEC going after DeFi and staking as a service within the US is also another incredible opportunity for Ripple to utilize that against the SEC, saying like, hey, you know, you want to protect investors, yet you're cutting off incredible opportunities to make a ton of money directly at the source, which is crazy to me. Now, also, Stuart Alderati did mention this over on Twitter. So this is with the SEC versus Cochrane case, and we do see update. The SEC has lost 5 of its last 6 cases in the Supreme Court. And here we have from February 20th, the SEC has lost 4 of its last 5 cases in the Supreme Court. Well, guess what? We had the update literally yesterday, and now it's up to 5 of its last 6. So this is crazy. And I know that everyone is going to say, well, we can't wait for this to go to the Supreme Court. And yeah, I mean, like, listen, if this goes into the court's hands, you know, what is the chances of Ripple basically winning this case and the SEC having yet again another loss on its record? Well, it's probably pretty high. I would say 60, 70-ish percentage. But again, that's me questioning. That's me being a little bit speculative, if you will. But I hope that we can get this case done before it goes to the courts, because again, if it does go to the courts, it is going to be a long process. And I just think that XRP holders have been waiting for far too long. I mean, listen, no all-time high since 5 years ago. I mean, that's insane, right? So if we're actually really looking at this from a time frame wise, I would personally love to get this case put behind us this year. Is that going to be the likely scenario? We have no idea, right? Because again, they said that we could see a ruling any moment now, but we are still waiting patiently for that. Now also, talking about Johnny Deaton, we do see over here, the SEC loses credibility with each case. Read how the administrative judge bullied this woman. Read how the SEC does not win 90% of cases in federal court, but wins 69%. The SEC also lost 5 out of its last 6 cases, 83% before the Supreme Court, per Stuart Alderati. And down here from Scott Johnson, anytime the SEC has its administrative review authority chipped away at is an important blow against the administrative state, from the SEC versus Cochrane. And here we have 2 specific quotes. One, the agency assigned the case to one of its hearing officers, an administrative law judge, or ALJ. Reportedly, the ALJ made a practice of warning defendants during settlement discussions that he had never ruled against the agency's enforcement division. And then this is Jay equals him. SEC judges fairness is in spotlight. Wall Street Journal, November 23rd, 2015. And then over here as well, the numbers reveal just how tilted this game is from 2010 to 2015. This is where it's talking about how the SEC won 90% of its cases compared to the 69% as of right now. Currently, CG marked response, SEC enforcement discretion 94, Texas L Rev 261, 262. But nonetheless, if you actually read all through this, like, it is crazy on what the SEC has been doing and what they continue to do even today. Like, it really is insane on where we are at currently within this case, but also what the SEC continues to do and what they have done even in the past. Again, this is an official government entity, and for it to behave the way that they have been, and for them to do the things that they have been doing as well, it's insane how this is still funded by taxpayer money. Taxpayer money. That's the craziest thing, and that should get everyone fired up and frustrated. But also, over here from Eric Voorhees, the SEC and other regulators can increase scrutiny all they wish. DeFi is not subject to political scrutiny. It is subject only to pull requests. And yeah, if you guys missed it, basically what the SEC wants to do, now this will fully kill DeFi, by the way. Like, it takes away all of the idea around DeFi. They want everyone in DeFi to KYC, which, again, like I said, it takes away the meaning behind DeFi. It takes away what DeFi actually is. Yeah, they want everyone to KYC. And can you guess why? Oh yeah, that's right, taxpayer money. That is all they want, is taxpayer money. But we do see the US SEC is getting ready to scrutinize DeFi markets even further. And basically, they are going to describe all the platforms as exchanges, if you will. Remember, we've talked about this as well. They will be going after more exchanges. But this is crazy to me. Like, listen, this is going to not only dampen the US and ultimately kill innovation within the US around DeFi, but also this is going to hurt many US-based DeFi users. This is insane to me. And we do see, make no mistake, many crypto trading platforms already come under the current definition of an exchange, the SEC chair Gary Gensler said in prepared remarks. Again, telling us, hey, we're going to go after more and more exchanges. Like, it's just sickening. It truly is sickening at this point in time that we have an agency continuously running rampant within the US around crypto, yet no clarity, no transparency, or any update is being given to us. I just don't understand how this is still going on. And we did see over here as well from Adam Cochran over on Twitter as well. If correct, that would be one of the most dangerous and frankly dumb moves the SEC could make. Gensler is so hell-bent on his career path that he is willing to hinder the US economy. This move would have huge impacts for both DeFi and traditional finance. And here you guys have, sounds like the SEC is poised to approve last year's widely protested Reg ATS amendments that shadow covered DeFi without reopening comment period or paring that part back. And also, what a nightmare. And yeah, this is basically where every single major DeFi protocol will have to KYC. Like, we do see, yes, lots more people would be broker dealers, though. Good luck getting a license for that. And they have extensive KYC slash AML obligations. So yeah, like, this is I'm telling you, like, this is going to kill DeFi. Like, that's what they want. They want to kill DeFi. They don't want to kill crypto. A lot of people have been saying, like, they want to kill crypto. No, that's not the case. They don't want to kill crypto. They want crypto to continue to thrive. But the way that they want it is that they want it to thrive under Wall Street. They don't want it to thrive under anybody else's control. That's why they are going after exchanges. That's why they're going after DeFi. They want to make sure that they are collecting a ton of fees, a ton of taxpayer money. This, again, at the end of the day, it's all about greed. It's all about power, control, greed. Like, it truly is. At this point in time, like I've said it time and time again, it's sickening. It is sickening what the SEC is trying to do here. But I want to take you guys to 3 last subjects. That is this one. So we did see over here, Number of days since Gary Gensler has or last testified before the financial CMTE. 556 days. Number of responsive documents received from the SEC Gov on SBF FTX charges, 0. Having to answer to Congress for the SEC's lack of transparency, priceless. See you next week, Chairman Gensler. Now, again, we talked about this. I do think that he's going to be, he's just going to be sitting there, deflecting, making excuses, like he always does, like all of these regulators always have done. But I would love to see what's going to happen from this, because I do believe that this is going to be significant. I think everyone should definitely listen in and also pay attention, because this truly is going to be something special. And I really am excited to see what happens within this, because finally, and I mean finally, we get to see and hear the hard-hitting questions that Gary Gensler 100% deserves to be asked, but also we deserve the answers too. And I cannot wait. And also, we did see over here from Mr. Huber, SEC getting wrecked. There is also abundant evidence that the SEC was not only aware of the widespread regulatory confusion, but helped to sow it by repeatedly offering vague guidance that differed from the Howey test. And yes, this is exactly what it is. Like, there's zero transparency at all. And over here, going all the way back to 2019, the SEC doubles down on Hinman test, a legal analysis, law and blockchain. SEC doubles down on Hinman test, a legal analysis that breaks it fully down. And then over here as well, the Hinman standard, a potential path forward in token offerings, January 22nd, 2019. Then also over here, digital asset transactions, when Howey met Gary, plastic, June 14th, 2018. And then last but not least, senior SEC official provides regulatory clarity for digital assets, August 15th, 2018. Look at all of these websites. Look at the names of them. These are high-ranking, high-tier websites. I want you guys to understand that as we look at this, and as we understand what happened around those Hinman documents, around the overall, like even the Hinman speech itself, like all of this is crucial evidence. And I truly believe that this is going to really, really put that nail in the coffin if we get to see the Hinman documents, which I 100% believe that we should see them. In my opinion, I think that these are going to be crucial for the ruling on this case. And remember, Brett Garlinghouse did say, if we get to see these Hinman documents, it is going to be shocking. And I cannot wait to see what happens next. Now, I did say though, no matter what happens, win, lose, or draw, I said nothing can slow down Ripple and XRP outside of the US, and I strongly believe the US will soon have no choice. Adoption continues to roar on overseas, and this won't stop. As a nation, the US will either simply be left behind or be forced to accept the adoption of crypto, which is a big win for the industry no matter what. And I do think that as we do focus on the bigger picture here, listen, we are getting so close with this case. I've talked about the timeframes on it. Listen, I don't care about the timeframes. I don't care if the case is done tomorrow, next week, next year. All I want is for us to be able to put this all behind us and finally be on the right side of history. Because listen, I don't care if we lose this case. I believe historically that crypto will 100% without a doubt become a significant player within the entire infrastructure, might even become the core infrastructure for the future financial system, as well as for pretty much almost every single major industry and sector out there. And this asset class will blossom into a $100 trillion asset class. It might take some time, but I believe that we will all be on the right side of history. And I believe that these regulators and these government entities that are trying to fight back and trying to stifle innovation and kill, innovation, those are going to be the ones that are frowned down upon for many generations to come, because they were trying to stop something so large, so innovative, and so disruptive that almost anyone can see it from our point of view on why we should be so pissed off right now. Because again, as we look at what's been happening around the SEC, their insights, their updates, and everything around staking as a service, DeFi, exchanges going after exchanges, like, it's been nothing but a load of nonsense. And I truly cannot wait for the day that the SEC has to answer back to the general public on what they were doing, why they inflicted $15 billion worth of damages. And like I said, the damages are probably much higher than $15 billion, but I cannot wait until the day we finally get our answers. And with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.